Newcastle have no plans to cash in on the red-hot form of Alexander Isak in the January transfer window and will double down on keeping him. Isak has been on fire lately, scoring 10 goals in his last 9 games for Newcastle to ramp up transfer interest from other clubs. The Swedish striker now has 15 goals in 22 appearances this season and has been strongly linked with a move to Arsenal. The Gunners are crying out for a centre-forward after their lack of firepower cost them in back-home defeats to Newcastle and Manchester United in the Cups. Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz are far from prolific and Mikel Arteta wants a player of Isak's ability to fill the void. Newcastle have been firm in their response to interest in Isak, reportedly telling Arsenal that it would take a fee of more than £115 million for them to consider selling. "There's no part of me or anyone at Newcastle that wants to let Alex go," Eddie Howe said recently. "He's very much part of our long-term plans. He's first class." The FA Cup giant killers, get your special edition magazine celebrating some of the game's greatest ever upsets. Newcastle are also planning to strengthen their hand further, according to Chronicle Live. He is already under contract until June 2028, but the club expects Isak to sign a new deal and in the summer they will offer him the iconic number 9 shirt, which is currently occupied by Callum Wilson. Wilson has been hampered by injuries in recent years and his contract is set to expire in June. His exit will allow Isak to further cement his status as the club's #1 striker by taking Alan Shearer's shirt number. Newcastle paid Real Sociedad an initial fee of £63 million in August 2022 to sign Isak and are now being richly rewarded for that club record investment. Speaking last week, Howe admitted that he initially had doubts about the huge outlay. "The transfer fee is always a difficult one. If you look at the fee alone, especially for me with my background, it's such a lot of money and I think I'm not sure if you can commit to that," he said. "But then you look at the quality of the player and what he can bring in. I won't say I had no doubts, because you always have doubts about new signings, especially when the player is not in the league. There would always be question marks that Alex would have to answer. But I had very few doubts about his qualities. Having watched him a lot, he was outstanding, and I loved everything about him. There's a lovely feeling when he comes through the doors, and you are still in love with him after a few days of working together. Join our new WhatsApp community privacy notice.